Good cloudy day, everyone. So we've come here to San Francisco Botanical Gardens, located in the Golden Gate Park area. And it's about $14 for adults. I'll show the sign on the prices. We ended up getting our tickets online and got a 3-day pass. That was $30. So it allowed us to go to all 3 gardens here. There's the tea garden, which we went to yesterday. It was beautiful, and the entrance was amazing. Unlike this one, it's kind of, But tomorrow we're going to be going to the greenhouse, which I'm excited for. But today we are here at the Botanical Gardens. It's a pretty big place. Here's the map. So we're going to head this way first, to the left. And this is the ancient plant garden. We're going to go in here?
If you want to.
Oh wow, look at how big some of these ferns are.
Early Devonian.
So right above us is the Magnolia alba. I don't see any blooms. It might have already bloomed. And it's underplanted with all these huge ferns. It's very tropical feeling through this part here. Look at the beautiful Australian tree ferns. I love those. The bark is so interesting. All the ferns that you see are the soft shell ferns. Oh, look at, are those hydrangeas? It says hellebore. No, really? Oh, it is. I've never seen hellebores like this. They're big, huge clumps of flowers, like a hydrangea. That's beautiful. Look how big this Antarctic beach is from Australia. It's not leafed out quite yet. Yesterday we got a beautiful day. Today, not so much. It's kind of overcast and dreary, but at least it's not raining. Look how pretty these blooms are on this magnolia. It's a white variety. Here's some information if you want to pause and read. There's so many plants, it can be a bit overwhelming. This kind of reminds me of like a mahogany with berries and stuff. I'm not sure though. There are plant tags everywhere, but they're not precisely at the plants. Oh, look at the ferns coming up. I think it's unfurling like a fern. See that one there? Too cute. Yeah, it is a fern. This is it grown up here. Wow, look how massive the leaf is on that. It's kind of spiky too, the leaves are. Jeff's gonna stand by a full-grown one there.
And bite me.
Yeah. That is a huge plant. Look at all the spikes. More fern trees. I like how they have it going over the pathway here. I love this air plant here. It's a fern as well, I believe. At least the fern is in its name. I just cannot remember what name it is, and I don't see a plant tag for it. And of course, in this area, they do have the sequoia redwoods. Look at all the yellow flowers. I think I've seen these, and they can be a bit invasive. That's an interesting, is that a palm? It looks like a palm the way it does it.
Waxy leaves.
Yeah. Wow. It's almost, it feels fake. They're so stiff.
I don't know if that's it or...
Does it say it is?
Another one down. I don't know.
There it is right there. I like the common names better, but I know most people like the scientific name. It's just so hard to pronounce some of them. Oh wow, there's more of those plants growing through there. Look how big they get. Almost as big as a palm. Definitely look like they're from the Jurassic area. Even the spikes even go up the bottom of the leaves. So that palm that we saw back there is the pineapple palm, and there's another one tucked back in there. It's really peaceful through here. Oh, that's interesting.
That's gotta be this rough tree fern.
Rough tree fern. Oh, that's different. I forget what they're called when they're curled up like this before they leaf out. I don't know if it's a fern frond or whatever. The one that kind of splays out really wide is the interrupted tree fern. Here's some more information if you want to pause and read.
That's the coolest plant we have in the garden.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at this water feature that they have. And what did you say this was, Jeff? The
Well, it
giant
says
horsetail?
Giant horsetail, it says.
It reminds me of bamboo.
Central America and South America.
That's interesting. So cool. Seems like they're doing some work over here. Another water feature. Look, they even have big dinosaur prints in the concrete. They go all through here. Well, that concludes the ancient plant garden. Definitely looks like plants that dinosaurs would feed off of. Look how pretty this is. Is that morning glory? I think so. So they just let the vine go all over the ground. Oh, look how pretty the camellias are.
The ones back there.
Such lovely blooms. We're coming into the rhododendron garden. Got all this ground cover here. Tibetan peony. So those plants that I did see were rhododendrons. I thought they were just tall azaleas. They have the same kind of bloom. But I guess they are in the same family. Oh my goodness.
These are magnolias. Look at
That magnolia bloom is beautiful. Look at that. Holy moly. It is huge. That's the Magnolia Athena. They also have a Magnolia Vulcan, but it is not, oh yeah, there are a few blooms. Not as big and boisterous, just tiny pink blooms. Oh, here they are. More pink than anything else. Some more rhododendrons. Yeah, they look exactly like azalea blooms, just bigger. This is so pretty through here. I like how they mix the magnolias with it.
Mm-hmm.
Another big bloom. That's interesting.
That's another rhododendron.
What is that? Is that a cypress? It's tucked away and you can barely see it. There's a red rhododendron and it's rose mangles. Oh wow, look at this one.
Hydrangea.
And that's not a hydrangea. It says hydrangea down there, but that's not what that is.
I don't know.
That's azalea, I thought. Or it could be a rhododendron. Yeah, I think it's more of a rhododendron. Flowers look just a little different. Winter Daphne. Oh, those are cute little blooms there. Oh, I love that pink rhododendron back there. The leaves are definitely bigger on the rhododendron than the azalea. And I just planted a rhododendron last season. I'm excited to see what it does. Look at all the pretty purple blooms going into some kind of gazebo area. Oh wow, this looks pretty sturdy. It's all wrought iron.
Oh, do you like
Look at this
in the garden?
bench Jeff's sitting on. That is too cool. The vine that they have growing up here is the giant Burmese honeysuckle. I think it's massive. That's another plant I just planted, not this specific one. Look at this. Air plants are so cool, how they just survive. Okay, we're gonna carry on. Just missed a little part of it. That's a pretty color rhododendron, but oh my goodness. I didn't know they turned into trees. Look at this rhododendron.
Look at this one.
That's stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and Jeff found one too. What? These are amazing. Wow. Look at that. My goodness. If the rhododendron I planted last season does well, I'll probably add more into the garden. And they do like shaded areas. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this camellia. It has red, vibrant flowers. So tropical looking.
Yeah.
Those are interesting. I don't think we can grow camellias where we are, unfortunately. So it says lily of the valley here, but I don't see any up right now. And there are some forget-me-nots tucked under there. Here's some information on the rhododendron species, if you want to pause and read. Oh, so there's actually tree ones that come from China. And of course, there's also the shrub form. In the Himalayas, they grow between 8,000 and 11,000 feet. Wow. This is still part of the rhododendron garden. It's a pretty big garden. I just love these blooms. Wow, that magnolia there looks humongous.
Well, there's a whole bunch of those plants that are growing near us.
Oh yeah, the lilies. Look at this horse chestnut. Oh, that's an interesting tree there. I love how kind of brownish orange the bark is. Just looking at the tags, but this is just the orange daylilies that are here, that are not in bloom yet. Take a quick look over here. Oh, goodness me.
Oh, there
Look
you
at
go.
that. The pink blooms on that tree. We'll go check that out later. Jeff found the tag for this tree. Oh, it's in the myrtle family? Look at y'all, they have the Mickey Mouse plant. Where is it? The comfrey's coming up. Oh wow, look at this water feature. It is completely covered in duckweed. Got some beautiful daffodils coming up. Look at that, that's interesting. How there's multiple flowers on one stem. I like how they have the statue tucked back there. Society garlic. Want to actually plant some of this in my garden. They also have lavender through here. Oh, and they even have yarrow. It is early spring, but I bet this garden is absolutely pretty the later it gets in the season. I like how they have the thyme planted through these rocks here. Oh, look how interesting this rosemary is here. Well, that's pretty. Look at the bloom on this. This is a really big, huge garden. Oh, I almost forgot to check out these trees here. Look at how pretty these crab apples are. I have a pink colored crab apple that I planted back home, but it's not doing too well. Yeah, right. Jeff was just saying this is what the 10 acres in front of me should look like. I wish. But we're high desert and it's kind of hard to do that. It takes a lot of water. I thought the field was covered in clover, but it's actually fleabane. Some kind of daisy. We're gonna take a walk around the outer perimeter here and see what there is. And then we'll get more of the center loops that they have. So now we're coming into the celebration garden. I love palm trees and I'm going to try to grow some back at home. There are some cold varieties. Not a lot, but there are some. And this one here is the Guadalupe palm. Well, all these tulips are already spent. And they have violas mixed in. I bet that was pretty when they came up. But tulips usually bloom earlier than daffodils, and the daffodils seem like they're in bloom right now. Yeah, these tulips I bet were beautiful. I think this is part of the celebration garden, but like Jeff said, it doesn't look like anything's really being celebrated. It looks very tropical. There are a lot of tropical plants in here. Those are pretty. Little purple blooms. Oh, here comes the sun. It feels nice. Oh, and there goes the sun. I was just getting ready to put my glasses on. Good Lord. Look how huge this tree is. Looks kind of like a cypress. I just noticed the blooms on that. That's a bottle brush. I didn't know they turned into trees. All right. Oh, look. These tulips still look beautiful. They're just now starting to go out. So I guess this is a secondary entrance.
We came in what's called the Friend Gate.
The Friend Gate?
And came all through this area. And now we're at the main
gate. So this is the main gate. I see.
So
see how big it is? We're just over here. We got to go all the way around. And there's little inner gardens as well. And then to the far over here is actually the children's garden. Look at these alstromerias, the Indian summer. I like the blooms on them. Looks like a really dark azalea. Those are some interesting plants. They have the aeonium.
1188, they were part of a monastery in Spain.
Oh, these plants here?
Yeah, then in 1835, the monastery was closed, along with a bunch of other ones, and all the stones and everything were sold to private owners. In 1930, William Randolph Hearst bought them. In preparation, he was going to have a place in Northern California that he could go to.
Oh, I see.
But then they were just left here in a warehouse. And then the city of San Francisco bought them in 1941.
Oh, cool.
And in 2000, they built this wall.
What an interesting tree this is. It's called the peppermint tree. Very cool. The Chinese fringed flower. It's not in bloom, but oh, I see a little bloom there. See how cute those are? It looks like little feather dusters. Oh, I see. Here's a closer one. They're cute. This is definitely a staple in gardens, a patch of bamboo. All right, we're going to continue on this way.
Frosted chocolate.
This is a compact magnolia. It's like a miniature. Isn't that cute? Another patch of bamboo.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks very tropical through here.
Iris.
Oh, they actually even have the bamboo iris here. Flowers are just okay. Japanese banana. I love smoke trees. This one is the golden spirit. Look how bright the leaves are. Taking a little side trail. It's getting kind of congested over there. Look at this peony hybrid. Isn't that very cool? Kind of reminds me of a magnolia. So they have a Japanese-inspired garden here as well with the pagoda.
Pond.
Little path through there.
There's a pond in there. There's a place you can sit over there, a place you can sit over here.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a water feature on the property someday, eventually. I might actually have to line that pond that we dug out. I just thought maybe that the clay would settle and it would naturally hold water. Look at that cherry blossom tree. That is so beautiful. Love these blossoms. There is an overflow here and it flows into the stream. There's a larger pond, Jeff said, up here. Look how beautiful this is. Wow. So interesting. I like this yew hedge here. These paths are a little tight, so it can be congested. Let's walk down to the lower pond and take a look. Oh, this one definitely looks much deeper. Look at all the water lilies. Then they have the lilies planted on the side. Wow, very lush through here. Oh, Jeff's up there. There's a top path. Let's go meet him up there. Well, that's interesting. What does that say? Albiflora? Huh. Looks like a yucca. Oh, I like that ground cover there. The little pink blooms. There's more here. They look like pom-poms. I'm definitely no plant expert, and especially when it comes to the scientific names. Some are just too hard for me to pronounce. Well, there's a weed there. It just likes its spot, so it's growing. These are interesting.
Yeah, I wish you'd grow these. It's nice.
Oh, there's a little path that leads up this way, too. This plant that I said was so interesting is a Cryptomeria japonica.
And this bench is just for Michael.
That bench is what?
For Michael.
Just for Michael. Planted an Austrian pine back at home, but look at this one. It has an unusual shape and grows down to the ground. That is so cool. As you all saw on the map, there's a lot of little paths, and then there's some that go through the woods here, and they're just all over, so it can be a bit confusing. I'm sure you can come here multiple times and see different things.
The beginning of the California Native Garden.
Look at that big patch of lovely lilies. Well, this definitely looks like a pollinator magnet. I saw a vine that had similar flowers, and I thought to get it, but I didn't. I passed on it, and I think I'm gonna plant it this coming season. I believe these are Mahonias. So this is the California Native Garden. More of those lilies there.
Aside from the lilies, not much in bloom.
No, there isn't much in bloom. Well, besides the forget-me-nots. Yeah, that was kind of uneventful. Well, besides that bloom, that's pretty. I'm surprised I didn't see the California lilac in the native area. Oh, it extends on. There it is. That's a small one there. Oh, look at that log with the mushroom growing on it. We're continuing on. the native garden.
This is the
Oh, there's a big
conifer lawn.
California lilac there. These are so pretty.
Oh, there's California poppies.
Oh, of course. They have poppies through here. So this is what a grassland area would look like. Some manzanita growing through here. Oh, I see some pretty blooms coming up. Look how huge this California buckeye is. Right there. Can we get back there? That sun decides to come out. It is a little bit warm. I think I'm overdressed for it. It's a giant coreopsis. Never seen one that big. Look at the needles on this fir tree. Oh, that's definitely pokey.
I think they grow just north of San Francisco.
Oh, interesting tree. So this is the California Glory. Has interesting blooms. They're bright yellow. It's a pretty garden. And I'm sure it's not the season for it, but I do like the tea garden we went to yesterday
These things
better.
look alien.
Yeah, that's different. Look at the bloom on this plant. It's beautiful. Wow, look at the blooms on this one. That is interesting. Wonder what those look like when they're flowered out.
Be the Redwood Grove in here somewhere, and then the Succulent Garden.
Succulent garden. I've always thought the blooms on aloe were so pretty. This is the golden tooth aloe. Oh, look at this protea. It's very alien looking. At least the bloom
Very
is.
big.
Yeah, it's huge. Much bigger than the other ones were.
Gorgeous.
They are.
I love the proteus.
Yes. Interesting plant.
Yes.
So here's some information about notable plants from Africa's southwestern Cape region. You want to pause and read. I don't know if you can actually see that. And here are some of the plants. I see the African daisies in the back. Here are more aloe plants. There's two different kind. That has like a smooth leaf right there. We're gonna take a walk through the Redwood Grove. Oh my God, some of these are huge. Look at that one over there. You probably can't tell on camera, but...
It got dark.
Oh, it looked like it got chopped at the top and then it multi-branched out. That's different. So it's not just one leader. This is beautiful through here. I love redwoods.
And they show you all the way up the coast. And then these are the giant sequoias that are in the Sierras.
Right. So here's some information about the Redwood Trail. They do go all the way up the coast, like Jeff was saying. I just noticed that the ones that go on the coast are the coast redwoods. And the ones on the inner part are the giant redwoods. That means the ones on the coast aren't even the biggest ones.
Yeah, because these grow near sea level. It says the giant ones grow from 5,000 to 8,000 elevation.
Oh, huh. Interesting. Yeah, look at that.
Look at the size of them.
Huh?
This is one tree.
Yeah, now fern is growing in there. Oh, look it. That one's close enough I can give it a hug.
I tried to.
You don't really get the sense of how big these trees are until someone like goes up to try to hug it. Look, this is bigger than the one
These aren't
last
the giant
time.
ones. These are just the coastal ones.
No, it's huge.
It goes way up. Almost into the clouds.
So this path leads to a little sitting area there. So we'll just continue on this way. I've always loved bromeliads, and this is a pretty patch here. Flowers so pretty. We've been here about an hour. The time just flies by, but now we're going into the succulent garden. So welcome to the succulent garden.
We're used to those.
Here's some information if you'd like to pause and read. Goodness, it's like a hedge of aloe. That's interesting. We are definitely used to plants like this because we're usually in the desert area.
Climbing aloe.
Oh, it is a climbing aloe. That is cool. Wow. Oh, the barrel cactus does not look healthy. Yep, agave. I'm sure there's several types. I like these here because they don't have like the pointed with the sharp needle. Oh, look at that cactus. That definitely looks like it has sharp needles. Dragon tree. Oh, those are cool. I remember seeing those before. So a lot of agave and aloe. There's a prickly pear. Definitely do have a lot of interesting succulents. And their blooms are very tropical usually. Like that one, isn't that interesting? Alright, we're gonna continue on. I think we spent enough time here. I've shown plants like this in several other gardens. Very beautiful though, I will say. Oh wow, look at the stairs going down. Gotta be careful, some of these look pretty pokey. But I love stairs like this. I wish I had an elevated part of my property where I could create stairs like this.
See the green flowers?
You like those?
They're for chili.
It's in the same family as the bromeliads. That's pretty interesting. They have a bottle palm there, and behind it is a blue beargrass tree. Well, that's cool.
Look at the size of them.
Yeah, they're pretty
Huge.
hefty. Okay, bye Succulent Garden. Another stone stair pathway that we're gonna take. Just winds up and through here. This is very lush. Little overgrown, but it's beautiful. Oh my god, this is a steep hill. That was a tight little path. It definitely warmed up. I had to take my jacket off. The gardens we're coming into now are the Southeast Asian Gardens. Oh, nice shade. So we're trying to find things that are kind of in bloom at this time of season, because there are a few gardens that don't have a lot in them. Look at those flowers. That's beautiful. I like the kind of orange and yellow mix. Wow, look at all the blooms on this magnolia.
At the property, we need a view like this.
Yeah. We found a spot to sit and relax for a second. This area here, Jeff said, is the moon viewing garden. I like how they've layered here, and I want to do that more in my garden. So I have the salt bushes that look similar to these here. And I like how they layered it with the red foliage plant. It is a lovely walk through here, but I'm not finding as much inspiration as I did yesterday. Wow, look how huge these banana plants are though. I love this fuchsia here. I tried to grow a fuchsia in my garden once and it survived one season, but died off the next. I'm not sure what that yellow flowered shrub is, or tree, actually. This red angel trumpet only has 2 blooms on it, and the other one doesn't look that great, but look at that. Isn't that interesting? More fuchsia growing here. Oh wow, look at that stump there. And it has the bromeliads growing at the top. So we're now in the Andean cloud forest, and there are several trails going to the side, so it's a bit confusing. I think this is the biggest salvia I've ever seen. More salvia going here. That's pretty. So I think we're almost done with the outer loop.
All right, now chili on the right.
Oh, all this landscape here is from Chile. Those are nice palms.
And then there's
I like these plants here. This part over here is Australia. Then it goes over to New Zealand. Then we're back at the gate that we entered. Wow. Australia has some huge plants there. Yeah, that spear lily is humongous. These are interesting here. Whoa, the wind just picked up. Coming into the New Zealand area. What is that? Oh, what is that?
Dense. I mean, it's like a tree.
What is that?
You know?
Oh my, that's
Grows right out of the
different.
tree.
Look at that. Huh. It looks kind of like roots, but I think it's the actual limbs or something. I don't know. Oh my God, it is dense. This is what this tree is. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. So interesting. I love the foliage on it. Look at that. This kind of looks like a salt bush, but really big. It's a woolly tea tree. And that one's from Australia. There's more of those trees, but look how huge they are compared to Jeff right there. I think this is a cow palm. This one's actually from New Zealand. That's gorgeous. They got a huge pond out here. It's gotten chilly again, but we are in the shade. There's a grove of those interesting palms. All right, let's walk over here and go to the right. Looks like they dyed their water. Looks awful teal. It reminds me of the Blue Hole in Texas because the water was this color. Beautiful pond though. Okay. Coyote alert. I guess they have coyotes that come into the garden. Now sometimes I feel like I shouldn't even narrate through the garden. I should just walk through and see all the pretty plants. I don't know, y'all can let me know in the comments what you think. If you just like relaxing music and just to stroll through the gardens, or do you like me talking about the plants?
So this is Africa.
Yep, South Africa. I want you to take a look at this plant here. Here's the tag for it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love those blooms. Of course, you've got to have the African daisies. Oh, it terraces up. I'm going to take a walk through here. Oh, look at that. Those are pretty. Here's a plant tag. This is definitely an interesting plant. Look at that there. It looks like a grass, but I don't think it is. It's very beautiful. This whole area is done very beautifully. Look at these here. Aren't those interesting? Here's a closer shot of the calla lilies. Look how pretty that is. Well, that's a beautiful plant, all covered in kind of purple blooms. So it says it's a Rhododendron. That's beautiful. We saw that earlier. Well, I didn't get much hardscape inspiration, but I definitely got a lot of plant inspiration. And when I review this video, I have a lot of plants that I want to look up, new plants that I've seen, and see how they do, what growing zones they are, if they're drought tolerant. Maybe I can add something to my garden. So we're almost back to the friend gate is what they call it. That's where we came in. Look, there's a little turtle in there. Yeah. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below if you enjoy me actually talking or narrating through the plants, or if you would like more music and just to stroll through the gardens. Before heading back, we thought we'd grab some lunch, and this is Park Euros. And here's their menu right here. They have the beef gyro kebab plate. We both decided to get the kebab plates. Seems like it came with a lot more food, and I'll show you when it gets here. I ended up getting the beef and lamb plate, and Jeff got the kebab. What is that, just chicken kebab? That looks really yummy. Okay, let's dig in. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed this garden and it gave you some inspiration. And if so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We'll see you next time here on Garden Days. You can check out more videos. They should be popping up now. Or if you haven't subscribed yet, the button should be there. Bye, y'all. Mwah.